It is a day where we started with clouds and showers, but by afternoon we started to see a little more sunshine and temperatures did warm nicely. 72 Roanoke, 70 Blacksburg, 76 in Martinsville. Wind's not a factor, but man, do you see this rain to the west? That's in association with a cold front. And this cold front's going to change it all for us beginning tomorrow. As temperatures will fall through the day, we will turn windy, and we may even have a chance for a few more showers late tonight into early tomorrow towards the mountains. So your forecast first showing temperatures tonight falling into the middle 50s. By 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, temperatures will be in the upper 40s to near 50, and overnight lows tomorrow night will be in the 20s. Big changes are coming. 10 News at 5 starts right now.
Live from WSLS, this is 10 News at 5, working for you.
New at 5, another Virginia lawmaker is fighting back tonight as photos from the past might threaten his political future.
The images are once again tied to a local school, while the top 3 leaders in the Commonwealth keep quiet on the scandal swirling around them. Late this afternoon, Republican Senate Majority Leader Thomas Norman confirmed he was the managing editor of the 1968 edition of the Virginia Military Institute yearbook. Some of the pages included racial slurs and photos of students in blackface. There's also a picture of a man holding a Confederate flag.
But according to Norman, he condemns the use of blackface, adding that he was one of 7 people who worked on the nearly 400-page yearbook. He did issue a statement that says, in part, "I cannot endorse or associate myself with every photo, entry, or word on each page. However, I am not in any of the photos referenced on pages 82 or 122, nor did I take any of the photos in question."
Now, as we've reported, this comes as all 3 of Virginia's top Democrats are also facing controversies tonight. Governor Ralph Northam and Attorney General Mark Herring both admitted to dressing in blackface, while Lieutenant Governor Justin Fairfax has been accused of sexual assault.
NBC's Chris Clackham has the latest on this political upheaval.
Virginia politics in a state of turmoil with its top 3 leaders mired in scandal. Democratic Governor Ralph Northam so far resisting calls to resign after admitting he once dressed in blackface. Now the state's attorney general is admitting he too once wore blackface. Mark Herring, in a statement of apology, says in 1980 he and a group of college friends put on what he called wigs and brown makeup to attend a party dressed like rappers we listened to at the time.
It just made me sick. From Friday to now, it's just been one bit of bad news after the next, and it's all been shocking.
Get right here if you don't mind. Meanwhile, the woman accusing Lieutenant Governor Justin Fairfax of sexual assault has come forward. Dr. Vanessa Tyson, a college professor, released a statement saying that a 2004 encounter with Fairfax started as consensual kissing but turned into a sexual assault. Fairfax says their experience was consensual and denies the allegations, in a statement saying in part, "I cannot agree with the description of events that I know is not true." But leading Democrats like presidential candidate Senator Kamala Harris called Tyson's account credible.
And I think there should be an investigation to get to the bottom of it and determine the facts.
The path forward still unclear as Virginia grapples with a barrage of controversy that has rattled the state. Chris Clackham, NBC News.
One of the most influential civil rights leaders is also asking Northam and Herring to resign. Former White House advisor, the Reverend Al Sharpton, delivered a fiery speech on race and reconciliation at Virginia Union University in Richmond today. But he also wants people to realize that mocking black people leads to institutionalized discrimination.
Blackface represents a deeper problem where people felt they could dehumanize and humiliate people based on their inferiority.
Sharpton said that the goal of today's event is to move race relations forward.
As the Commonwealth continues to make national headlines, President Donald Trump now accusing Democrats of, quote, killing the great state of Virginia. He posted on Twitter this afternoon that if the 3 failing politicians were Republicans, far stronger action would be taken. Meanwhile, Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi dismissed the idea that the numerous scandals will have any impact on the party's national brand.
Virginians will resolve their issues that they have there. It's sad because they have some very talented leaders there, but they have to have the confidence of the electorate, and they have to have the confidence of the legislature.
All three officials have yet to give any sign that they'll resign their post. Now, this is a story that continues to unfold day by day. Please stay with us on air, online, and with the 10 News mobile app for the very latest.
Tonight, we're hearing from those who worked with Trooper Lucas Dow. The 28-year-old was killed in the line of duty in Cumberland County earlier this week while serving a search warrant. 10 News reporter Magdala Lusante is live in Appomattox County tonight with what she learned about the Southwest Virginia native. Magdala?
Well, Lindsay, Trooper Dow was described as a jokester and someone who can light up a room no matter how you were feeling that day. I'm told that when Trooper Dow graduated from the academy, he was originally assigned to the Charlottesville area before he transferred to Area 20 in Amherst County. Lieutenant David Edwards was his supervisor for about a year. Edwards says he didn't see Dow as much because of his assignments with the tactical team. But when Edwards did, he says the 28-year-old brought a smile into a room and was a very positive man. Edwards says Dow went through great lengths to be very good at his job.
He was always the guy that would step up and go first. And what I mean by that, when a call came out, my phone would ring pretty quick and say, hey, I've got this call, can I go? And so he was always willing to volunteer, and it doesn't matter where he had to go, nowhere in the state, that he wouldn't get in his car and drive to help out.
I spoke with other co-workers of Dow who knew him best. One of them was his roommate. Hear what he had to say tonight at 6. For now, live in Appomattox, Magdala Lusante, 10 News, working for you.
Bedford County Sheriff's Office thanking a middle school student for reporting a potentially harmful situation. 10 News reporter Arisha Jones now talks with a resource officer who showed up at school before it was too late.
The phrase, see something, say something, has never been more important after a handgun was found in a student locker at Forest Middle School this week. Captain Timothy Hayden with the Bedford County Sheriff's Office got the call from school administrators.
The SIO and myself responded here to the location, retrieved the weapon, secured it, and done an assessment of the school to make sure it was safe.
Hayden, who is in charge of all the school resource officers in Bedford County, says they wasted no time getting to campus.
Less than 5 minutes of notification, we was on the scene and taking care of the situation.
He's also thankful another student at the school told someone about the gun on school property.
I commend them. I mean, because they've done what they're supposed to do.
Since last year, Bedford County schools made several improvements when it comes to school safety.
Went to the lock system where they got to buzz you in. They improved the camera systems and so forth. We have the Enforce 911, which is an alert system.
Next week marks 1 year since 17 students and teachers died during the school shooting in Parkland, Florida. Hayden says incidents involving any type of weapon should not be taken lightly.
It's very important because you don't know what the intentions are of that person that's got the weapon.
Captain Hayden says there is a need for more school resource officers. This way, he says, every school is protected. In Bedford County, Arisha Jones, 10 News, working for you.
Just into the newsroom, an investigation's underway after a shooting in Danville. According to police, it happened at the Dollar General on South Boston Road. The victim, who was not a customer, was transported to the hospital. So far, no word on their condition.
New tonight, we're getting our first look at the potential plans for a new jail and courthouse in Pittsylvania County. For over a year, county supervisors have been working with an architectural firm on a concept. 10 News reporter Coulter Enstad explains.
This drawing by Mosley Architects is an aerial view and layout for a potential 87,400 square foot jail and courthouse complex. The rendering shows several buildings around the current courthouse and jail being demolished to make room, but County Supervisor Elton Blackstock emphasizes that there is no official plan right now.
The entire Board of Supervisors has not saw the presentation yet. The Board of Supervisors is not going to move forward with something like this without a lot of public input.
He says a new jail and courthouse are badly needed. The current jail has over 100 inmates but was only built to hold 36, and the courthouse opened in 1853.
Right now we are getting by, but we realize that that option may not always be available to us. So we want to be proactive.
County Administrator David Smitherman says right now the county is just focused on building a jail. The courthouse would come later because the county can't afford to build both at once.
Financing of this project is certainly far away from today. It has not been discussed in detail. We are in a preliminary planning phase to understand what our needs are.
He says building a jail in 5 years is not unrealistic. If a jail is built in 5 years, the county could start pursuing bonds in 3 to 4 years to pay for the jail. The current layout is estimated to cost about $96 million.
The dollar amounts attached to the first draft of this proposal are for planning purposes only.
Supervisors will discuss the proposal at their work session on February 19th. In Pennsylvania County, Colter Anstad, 10 News, working for you.
New tonight, bringing an historic building back to life in the South Side. The John Randolph Hotel in South Boston, as you see it now, will actually become a 27-room hotel with a restaurant and a rooftop bar. It was built in 1929. It's been empty for about 2 decades, and as you can see from our video, it's extremely run down. The South Boston town manager says bids for the renovation will likely be accepted in the next week or two, and he estimates the project will take about a year.
It's going to be probably the focal point for downtown once it's finished. One of the exciting things is the rooftop bar. Everybody's excited about that.
The building next door will become a conference center to go along with the hotel.
Well, if you're looking for a new board game to play, there's a spot for you in downtown Roanoke. Blade Gaming, located on the corner of Salem and 5th, opened in December. They have more than 500 board game titles and popular card games in stock. For just $5, you can play all day long. The owner tells 10 News there's been a positive, overwhelming response from customers here in the Roanoke Valley.
So far, we've only been running Magic the Gathering tournaments and Pokemon tournaments for the Pokemon crowd, which is really popular right now too. But we have several board game tournaments planned in the future. We're going to offer demos of some of our games, and once enough people learn how to play, we'll offer tournaments mostly for store credit, but sometimes for promotional items.
Blade Gaming is open noon to midnight every day except on Tuesdays.
Honoring a life and building a future. It's been almost 10 years since the disappearance and murder of Virginia Tech student Morgan Harrington. Tonight, there will be a fundraiser in her honor. 10 News reporter Rachel Lucas joins us now. She's live at Patrick Henry High School, where tonight's seventh annual Docs for Morgan basketball tournament will be taking place. Rachel.
That's right, John. So this scholarship was named after Morgan Harrington, and this year's basketball game happens to coincide with the 10-year anniversary of her disappearance and murder. But tonight, it's all about honoring her life, all while helping another young promising student. Now, the game gets underway here at Patrick Henry High School in just under 2 hours, where the Virginia Tech Carilion School of Medicine students will take on a team of Carilion Clinic residents. And as you may remember, Morgan was a Virginia Tech student who had a bright future ahead as a teacher. Her parents tell us this scholarship will help a deserving student earn their medical degree without a financial burden.
In response to our family's injury, we are doing something to return healers into the community. And that really, I think, is a way to neutralize evil, which is, it's vital to me that we do that.
Now, the game starts at 7 o'clock tonight at Patrick Henry High School. Admission to the game is free, but they are accepting donations that will go toward this scholarship fund. And coming up tonight at 6, I sat down with the Harringtons to talk about how they've healed over the past decade and how part of that healing process is now giving back to the community that helped them heal so much. I'll show you that tonight at 6. Live in Roanoke, I'm Rachel Lucas, 10 News, working for you.
Thank you, Rachel. And let's take a look outside live. This is downtown Roanoke. We did have a few showers this morning, but the temperature near record highs.
Yes, all good. The big changes, though, coming in the forecast that's coming up next after the break.